So anyways, that was the 100th push-up I did. And, I wasn't even tired.
That's
after.
crazy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you did 100, man. Right before I came here, I actually finished by 1,000th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for the month, and I thought that was pretty good. So
1,000 push-up, or you came the 1,000th?
but I came for the 1,000th time for the month.
Wow, dude, you really lost.
November means something completely different for me.
Yeah, I don't do no nut November. I do nut 1,000 times November.
Nut several times November.
We should call this podcast Nut Negative.
That's a good November nut negative.
I'm gonna have to change the intro to that. Instead of saying it net negative, it's gonna be
nut negative. Yeah, that's a decent one.
And we're just really big fans of cashews. We're like going nuts over cashews.
Going bananas over cash.
Talking about every cashew fact.
I think cashews are pretty mid. Honestly, I'm an almond guy.
We talk about food a lot in this podcast.
Well, all right.
Yeah, we always talk about.
Would you rather?
Nice segue.
I do have a would you rather, though. I do genuinely have a would you rather. Would you rather explain to a homeless man? I shouldn't say explain. Would you rather complain to a homeless man about the poor water pressure in your shower, or complain to an individual in a wheelchair that you can relate to him because sometimes your legs fall asleep?
Oh man,
What is this? Would you rather? What is this?
We're
socially awkward. Would you rather?
we're canceling one of you. Or both of you.
Where did
is
this
just
one
opportunity.
even like come from? How did you even find?
I met a homeless man
Yeah.
and a handicapped man.
And they were both complaining to each other about these exact same things.
I feel like I'm going to answer this question, and then one of them is going to come through the door and it's going to be like, "All right,
Surprise!
what did you say?"
Yeah, one of the two comes through the door with a sock full of pennies and beats the crap out of you.
I do think there is a better answer. Like one.
I do think the shower and the homeless guy is the better answer than the wheelchair guy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's wrong. That's not wrong. Like
There's no right answer.
You had me for a moment where I was thinking, like, how is that wrong? That can't be wrong. Because the guy doesn't have legs. He's paralyzed.
Well, he said the homeless guy, right?
I'm saying complaining about your shower water pressure to a homeless guy is better than complaining about your sore legs to a guy in a wheelchair.
So there is a better.
In my opinion,
I think the better is doing neither and walking away from the situation. So not to patronize.
that's a cop-out answer, though. You can't just walk away. It's like a would you rather. You gotta pick one.
Yeah, you can't cop out. You got to pick one.
I have to pick one.
Yeah, one of them.
I'm saying because I have to pick one, I'm picking shower homeless guy.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna pick guy with no legs.
Yeah. Well, he could have legs. He's just handicapped. He's in a wheelchair.
Oh, but like okay, wait. I need further explanation. Is his leg still there?
I mean, they can be. He's handicapped, right? So they could be there. He's in a wheelchair. What matters is the fact that he's in a wheelchair.
This affects my answer definitively. Does he have legs?
Okay. Yeah, he has legs.
Okay, yeah, I would still.
But they don't work.
Well, yeah, he's in a wheelchair. Yeah.
Yeah, I would still complain about some dead legs too.
I think that is the more correct answer because you can joke, you can play it off as a joke.
Yeah.
And then they, I said, hell no. The handicapped people want to be, always, you see them like treated like they're regular people and stuff. And comedians do that crap a lot where they're like, they absolutely shit on them. And they're like, I'm just treating you like a normal person. And so I think that's the thought process.
Everyone point and laugh. No legs.
But that was, I think that's the more correct. But also, making a generalization about homeless people here, they probably wouldn't even they're probably too high to even understand you complaining about water pressure in the shower. So, I mean, I think they have outlets to take showers too.
They probably
they're getting
one
showers.
way or another, but yeah. John, what was your what would you rather?
Oh Jesus. Would you guys rather?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of two superpowers. Would you rather?
Superpowers used loosely here, I think, the term.
Would you rather be your own personal Wi-Fi hotspot?
Okay.
All the time.
Yeah.
So you're walking around, you always have Wi-Fi.
Wait.
You can connect to yourself.
How fast?
5G, like standard.
Okay, good.
Am I a hot spot?
You can be anything you want to be, sugar.
All right, nice.
Never called me sugar.
Or have invisible hands attached to your nipples.
Right.
And they have the same like grip strength and hand, like they're the same hands you have.
They can't be someone else's hands?
No, they're the same. They're your same hands.
Okay. And when you're wearing a shirt, do you have invisible hand protrusions on your nipples?
No.
No.
Yeah.
So they're not.
Like you can hide them away.
Okay. You can retract your hand nipples.
Sure.
Wait, do they phase through your shirt when you need them?
Can you like if someone hits a baseball at you and you're wearing a shirt, do you have to go wah, or can you?
Well, you can like catch the baseball through the shirt.
Okay, but does that mean there's like they can't pass through your shirt?
Right.
So it's like I'm gonna feel weird for a second. It's like Nico Robin, like kind of like sprouting the hands, but it's like just on your.
Yeah,
nips.
but you can
I'm
use it to like
amazed.
carry groceries.
I'm amazed you managed to get a One Piece reference in all of this somehow.
I'm a big fan. I'm actually not even that big of a fan of One Piece. I just and I just know of it. And
You can carry groceries. You can do magic tricks.
those are my top two questions. Can I carry groceries? Can I do magic tricks? Can I perform a sleight of hands with my nipple hands?
Yeah, I think 100% I'm going to be a Wi-Fi hotspot.
100%, no doubt in my
100%.
mind.
The thing
There's
is,
not even a
in my opinion, I always have Wi-Fi anyways wherever I go.
Except for the areas you don't.
Which is like where? Tasmania? Like I'm never going to Tasmania.
John has never been
To Tasmania.
to anywhere that doesn't have Wi-Fi, which I feel like says a lot about John.
Like even in the mountains, I have Wi-Fi or like whatever.
I mean, even in where I'm living now, when we first got back to this city, there is an entire dead zone of just service in the main shopping center for the town.
Well, that sounds like you have like what carrier do you have?
It doesn't. It's not service specific because it's me, Jenny, and my parents all have the same issue.
Okay, so that's like the one dead spot that
In
you can
all
just,
of the
like-
United States of
you can just
America.
walk out of it
There's
and still
one
have
town
Wi-Fi.
in North Carolina, and that's the only
So
spot.
like for that very specific 1% of your time that you spend, you have it. But like otherwise, you always have Wi-Fi everywhere. Like your phone always has a signal, pretty much.
I think the other good argument, though, is that if you are a Wi-Fi hotspot at all times, then you can just buy like a really shitty phone plan that like
Don't
is
even need a
super
phone
cheap.
plan.
Yeah, you don't even actually. Yeah, you wouldn't. Well, do you still need
you
cell to call things?
I don't know. Like I'm trying to think. I'm like comparing it when we were in Japan because we just got a pocket Wi-Fi.
You had the pocket Wi-Fi.
We could text. but
Right.
We couldn't. I
You
don't think
couldn't
we
really
could call.
call.
I don't think you could call.
How important is calling really? I don't know. People don't really call anymore.
Only when you need someone immediately. Like somebody's dying.
yeah.
Or somebody has died.
Yeah.
But you could just text.
So
that.
specifically have a in case somebody died cell phone.
Yeah.
But the thing, like
A
the
bird
money
phone.
you guys are saving on like your phone plan, you can make 10 much more by being the best magician. You know,
Out of all avenues you could take with that, you're like, you guys aren't considering the
imagine
magician
what you could
pathway.
hide with your invisible nipple hand. Like you could like throw
So
things.
your
you could, like-
hands also, whatever they touch becomes invisible?
no.
But what the fuck?
But you could be like Collin, the shirtless magician, and like a ball's just staying right here
John,
for some reason. Like
John, you're
people are
it's
gonna go crazy.
akin to being like, would you rather be like invincible, like can fly, super strength, or would you rather be able to shit hot dogs?
But I don't think the personal
well,
You
Wi-Fi,
literally, that's the extremity of the differences of those powers.
the personal Wi-Fi isn't that good.
I
It's
feel
not
like it is.
it doesn't like completely dwarf the other options.
I've gone on a whole mind tangent thinking about shitting out hot dogs and what you could do. You could make a food truck and you could just sell your shit dogs.
I don't want your
to
crappy
these-
hot dogs.
But you wouldn't know. You don't
I
know
would
what
know.
I'm doing.
I would know.
I could be in there. I shit over a pot at the beginning of the day, and I boil those shit dogs for the rest of the day. Sell those for $2 a pop. Everybody would want my $2 shit dogs, dude. I could make chili too, and it'd be a whole thing. I don't think that there's any world that I'm just going to be like, let me be a hand nipple magician. Like, this is my calling. This is what needs to happen. I think you're living out your own fantasy of this would you rather situation. I think you're like, I've been thinking about this forever. Hand nipple,
You could-
magician.
You could one trip all your groceries. Like you could just.
I could do that anyway. Checkmate. Dude.
But you always have the personal. You always have the Wi-Fi anyway.
I mean, I didn't have your Wi-Fi until I asked for it.
But there was Wi-Fi available here. You didn't need your own.
I could have had my own though, I guess. And that's the other thing. I wouldn't have to connect to anyone else's Wi-Fi, and I wouldn't be subject to their data security limitations because I have my own.
But then you got to data secure yourself.
I am secure.
Whatever he said.
You got to go to Wi-Fi personal therapy to
They have that.
secure yourself.
I think this is a good one to tangent into. But if you were to be able, in the same vein of like superpowers, but like if you were to be able to regrow any one limb or part of your body like infinitely, no matter what happens to it, what would it be?
Well, we're all thinking the same thing right off rip, right? But
What are you gonna chop off your dick and watch it regrow?
I was going to say the logistics of it don't make sense, but we're all men, so we're all there, right? So now
I'm not choosing that. No one's going near.
Guy tries to like ties his balls off, and it like the next day just unties.
you could be an insane magician with that. Coming from that perspective. I mean, it would have to be a leg or an arm. They're the best limbs, right? I guess you could argue for head.
Yeah, I would say
honestly, it is one of the three. It is either my ear, like my hearing, like the whatchamacallit, the cochlear, the little spiral thing in
The
your
what
ear.
ear?
The cochlear or something.
Oh,
I don't remember what
You just
the,
say your ear.
The cochlear.
Yeah, but if I say my ear, people are gonna be like, yeah, but like the part that
The
like the hearing
like
part
it's
is
the whole-
inside your ear.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm aiming for, right? Is so the hearing part in your ear,
Yeah.
your eyes, or your teeth.
Those aren't
aren't-
appendages. To
Yeah,
me.
well, you're
Parts of your body.
There we go. That's a better way to
Okay.
say it. Yeah.
Well, that's what I said.
but you can't cut
No.
those off like individually. Besides
No.
your ear.
Think about this, John. You get old. What goes when you get old?
So you're just saying
My mental state.
that wasn't the original. That wasn't the original question. So you're just saying
That is the original question.
any body part,
Yeah.
if it starts to like fail or whatever.
If it starts to fail,
what
if
is
it starts
something
to
you could just,
degrade, if
like-
anything happens to it,
Okay, that's a different question then. I got you.
what would the one body part be that you would want to be able to regenerate?
John's choosing liver, and he could be an alcoholic for the rest of his life.
That's kind of a goaded answer. Hold on.
Yeah, liver's pretty good.
Wait,
Kidneys?
that's really strong.
Kidneys are,
Oh,
could have all the sweet tea in the world, dude.
oh, wait, that brings up some other good points. I don't.
Yeah, and now you're thinking organs and stuff.
I would
right?
just say like my brain.
Well, I was gonna say when I said head initially, I was like, well, if you can just regrow your head, it doesn't matter because if your head gets severed, your brain is.
But then you always have like you don't have to worry about like dementia or Alzheimer's later in life. Like you just
Oh, so you're saying? Well, I guess that brings up another question. Would you regrow the brain at the level that it was before, or do you have to relearn everything when you? Regrow
I
the
don't.
brain?
I think the point of the question is like you don't get a better brain.
Yeah,
or,
it just
like, it's
never.
just the brain
you would
have.
never find that your like memory degrades. You would find that you never have any like symptoms or things that would come from your age causing your brain like to degrade. But that
I don't know
doesn't
that I
leave,
like that.
But that doesn't leave out all the other parts of your body, right? Like you could still get old everywhere else. You might still be thinking perfectly fine, but you're still trapped in like a flesh mech, right? That is going to continue to degrade.
Well, we all are. That's just a reality right there, right? I think a lot of people, and I kind of identify with this too. One of the big fears that people have is losing your mental stability. As you
That's
get
one of my big fears. Like when I'm 70, I still want like mental.
Yeah, to stay
clarity.
to be there. Yeah, and like getting dementia or getting Alzheimer's or something like that.
Yeah, just let me go nuts. I just want to.
I'm gonna be so fucked up at that age, dude. I'm gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a disaster for
Let me
whoever
go.
has to deal with
Just,
me.
you know, just like at that point, you could just like send me off to a home somewhere. I don't care. Like I've lived my best years. Like I'm done. I'm good.
We're gonna be playing like Genshin Impact at the retirement home or something. It's gonna be not good. You'll be like, why is a 70-year-old man pulling on waifus in the freaking lobby, dude? What's going on?
Queuing up League of Legends during mid lane.
Slamming on John's door at the retirement home. It's time for melee.
No, I
You can't even wave dash.
can you imagine if a 70-year-old pulled up to a melee tournament?
You
and
missed
started
the L
wave
cancel.
dashing? Yeah. Foolish boy.
Your tag's just old. That's what I'm saying. Though, that like I feel like there's a lot of like interesting choices. Like the brain, for one, I think is a good one. I just feel like having your brain be like infinitely like never to like age or get old or like to degrade is in itself like a prison, right? Because like otherwise, like you will continue to age everywhere else. And like because I've seen, I don't know, like with your grandparents and such, but I was around at the end of oh God, I said we weren't gonna get into like the dark parts in this episode.
We're going right into it.
We were around for a while to kind of watch over Nikki's grandpa towards the end of his life. He got to 99. I think he almost got to 100.
Yeah.
But he was like an older gentleman, and he was, still very much cognitively like there. He was very smart and witty, and he would always like pull jokes whenever we were around. But you could tell like age really is like a constant daily struggle. Like at that age, you cannot get out of bed without assistance. You cannot shower without assistance. You can't do anything without assistance. And they live down in good old Sumter, South Carolina. So there was like one like kind of small hospital there on like near the base that's down there. And like we would go down, like spend like a weekend with him and like hang out and like try to like cheer him up and like lighten his mood. And it was always good getting to see him, but you could tell like every time we went back to see him, it was like, things are always getting a little bit more rougher. He would get an injury, a small cut or something, and it just would not heal. And I feel like having to be in a state, coming back to the main question, which was, if your brain is perfectly fine, but the rest of your body's degrading, I feel like that in itself is pretty bad. Like that's just not like a good place to be. But
I still want the mental clarity to go. I'm choosing the 3 organs that fail the most, like brain, heart, liver, or something, and I'm just.
I think like I understand where you're coming from with it, but I also think because one of my first jobs was working in a retirement home, and I saw a lot of people lose their mental state and how that can affect you. And sometimes that's actually I think a blessing in disguise. Like my grandmother lived to be 94, and when she was getting to that, she did end up having dementia or Alzheimer's. I can't, one of the two, maybe both. And there was a point where like, and my granddaddy, I didn't really know my granddaddy, her husband, he passed away when I was like 2 or 3. And so she did have a number of times whenever I would come in and I would like deliver her food or I would help her out with something else. And she would say like, Robert visited me last night. And she would just like, and this was in some cases before the dementia or anything. It was just like, he visited me last night and he just kind of sat at the end of the bed and just like looked at me. And it's just like, I think there's something about losing your mental that helps you cope with your life ending. Does that make sense?
Right. I mean, especially like when you're that far along in life and it's like most of your family's dead.
Yeah.
Except for like your grandkid and kids and grandkids.
Yeah.
And like
the people you knew
and people you loved are probably like already passed on and gone. Like, like it's rough.
There's a lot to consider there. And I think that in some situations, not all, and I'm not trying to say like you should go crazy. It's awesome.
I'm going crazy. I'm 100% going crazy.
I just think like there are some instances where for some people, it can be beneficial. And I think kind of some of those situations with my grandma, and they had been married they married when they were like, my grandma was like 18 or 19.
Oh my God. Yeah. So the whole life.
He passed away when he was 80 something, 82.
Yeah.
And then she passed away when she was 9. So like they were very connected, very, together. So, I mean, it definitely helped. And they would say, as we're all human and stuff, we're like, well, is that just the mind and body going, or is there something there at that point, And so it gave me a little bit of closure in a way. At first I was like, what the hell? Like, that's creepy. What are you doing? Stop seeing ghosts. But no, at the point where it's like, I think there's some comfort for her there in seeing that. And she wasn't like scared. She wasn't like upset. It was just kind of like, this happened.
Right.
I was like, oh.
And when I get old and I get crazy, the one good thing I'm still going to want is my teeth, because I'm going to go ham on that bread pudding in the retirement home. So,
well, you need teeth for pudding.
Exactly. You don't chew your pudding?
Here's some banana pudding. Well, and my grandma actually, as long as I knew her, she always had false teeth too. She had dentures.
Oh, really?
And so she always used to do this thing.
I guess false teeth.
When I was like young, I was like
yeah.
5 or 6 or whatever. I would come over and she would like greet me at the door. She'd be like, "Hey," and she'd be like, she'd spit them out of me, and I was like, "Yeah!" Go back in.
What a
But
nice way to greet your grandchild.
I loved it, dude. But
Teeth immediately.
yeah,
No.
I mean, teeth kind of can be remedied though, right? Like,
Yeah.
as it is. Like, you don't need to grow your teeth back. Plus, we already did that once. We grew teeth.
Good tangent. Let's go. Okay, teeth story.
Speaking about teeth.
I was recently in Alabama for a wedding. I was in Alabama for a wedding. This is a different one. I was in Boston for a different wedding this last month, and we had to rent out a car in order to get to the wedding venue, which was an hour outside of Boston, technically. We flew into Boston, car rental, drove an hour out to the wedding. We were driving back on a Sunday in the car. It was 5 of us in the car. I was driving, thinking passenger, 2 of our friends in the back seat, 1 of our friends in the 3rd row. And we are like right outside the airport, just getting back, stopping to get gas. And I hear my friend in the very back seat talking about how he like felt something underneath him. And he gets up and he's like, "I think I found a tooth, a human tooth." And the 2 in the middle seat are like, no, you didn't find a tooth. You found like a popcorn kernel or something. Like there's no way it's a tooth. And they both go back there and look, it's a human tooth. They looked, I hear a scream from inside the car as I'm filling the tank. And I'm like, all right, well, something's going on. So I come back and I look, and in a tissue they picked up, it is a molar of probably like a teenager. Like it maybe a slightly older, like a child between like, I don't know why I'm trying to guess an age. It was a small molar is what I'm getting at. But it was a molar, and there was dried blood still on the tooth.
Well, if it's, do kids have molars? When you get your teeth in, do you lose your baby
the
molars?
back ones? Because the thing is that it wasn't like it's hard to guesstimate because I don't usually hold molars in my hand.
That's
but
good.
like
That's good to
it
know.
was like that big, you know?
Yeah. Well, what I'm trying to figure out is if it was a naturally occurring falling out, or if like a molar. That's like the thing as a teen, you have to go and get your.
Yeah, your like wisdom teeth removed.
Yeah.
Some mobster punched someone like right here, and the tooth fell out.
I thought
Dude's
what
in
was
was out.
weird is that it looked like it was like cracked off or something. Like it was just like the top half of the tooth.
It was a crown.
There wasn't. Yeah. Sort of like the crown. But the dried blood underneath it, I was like, oh, well, this definitely came from somebody's mouth. So yeah, we found a whole ass human tooth. A whole ass human tooth is a funny way to say it.
Well, he found it with his ass.
Yeah, with his ass.
Yeah.
He found it with his ass, the human tooth.
His whole ass.
His whole ass found the human tooth.
How big? Whose ass is this?
Oh, this is Lee. Do you know Lee?
Lee from.
Lee from Southeast. He was there.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
Does Lee have a big ass? I don't know. I'm asking you.
Humongous.
What are you doing about Lee?
He's on the bonier side, but you know,
Okay.
I think he's gotten a little thicker since then.
That makes it more impressive that he found it with.
I'm not going to judge my friends' asses, except for John.
We already have. We're past that point.
We're way past that.
So we have this tooth, and I'm like, they're debating we should keep it or throw it out. I'm like, we're keeping it because I'm going to show it to the guy back to the rental and see what they say. So I take the teeth.
I'd have shown it to the police.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. I took the tooth and I wrap it in the napkin. I shove it in my pocket, and we go back to.
That's insane. What if you got pulled over?
Bro, I don't care.
Oh
I don't
my
care.
God.
I have a tooth. I'm trying to get a discount.
That's crazy.
I'm trying to get a discount. So we drive back to where we're supposed to return the rental. We get out. We're unloading our luggage, and the guy walks over. And he's like, "How was your trip? Like, yeah, everything was good with the car?" I was like, "Oh yeah, it was great. Everything was fine, except." And I pull out the napkin, and I'm like, "We found a human tooth in the car." And he looks at me. And he says, "A human tooth?"
He's like, "Damn it, not again."
And I said, "Yes, we found a tooth just in the back of the car in the back seat, and one of my friends touched it, and there's some dried blood on it, and we're a little bit uncomfortable by it." He said, "I'm so sorry. How much do you want off?" And he pulls out his device and starts like getting us like a discount like almost immediately. I was like, in the moment, I was like, oh, like $100, I guess. And he looked at me, he goes, that's it?
500 bucks.
In the back, all like Nikki and like some of my other friends are like, behind us, like talking. And Nikki is like very loudly like, you know what? I wonder if we could sue because technically it's a biohazard. There was blood on that thing. And the guy's like, I'll give you 200. I'll give you 200. And he marks off 200 on the sheet. And I was like, fuck it. All right. Ish. And I held up the napkin. I was like, do you want to see? He looked at me, dead eyes. No.
Yeah.
I do not want to see
Take that tooth elsewhere, so help me
I
God.
said, all right. I turned around and trash can just threw it right in there.
What you should have done, have you seen all the drive-through videos of people paying for the order of the next person?
Double it and give it to the next person.
What you should have done is hit the tooth again, and then the next person gets hit this thing.
Put it back in the fan before you turn it.
But now your DNA's on the tooth, so you don't want to be caught in like a criminal investigation.
Exactly. So I don't know. I was like, maybe I should have told the police or something. But like at the same time, I feel like it was like literally just, it wasn't like,
There could be any number of reasons why that tooth was back there.
It wasn't like a finger. It wasn't like
a child could have just lost the tooth.
Well, it was likely an accident, I'll say. But as someone with a criminal justice mindset,
A little sketchy.
if somebody pulled you over and an officer happens to like, hey, can I check your pockets for anything? And you're like,
They
yeah,
find
sure.
a loose tooth
You
in
find
my
a
bucket.
tooth. I mean, a lot of serial killers are known for trophies. They take trophies of their victims. And a
That's
lot
dark.
of them have
Shit.
taken teeth. I mean, that's not an uncommon thing, especially because one of the ways that you can identify skeletal remains, one of the only reliable ways to identify skeletal remains is teeth.
really?
Yeah.
That's the only, there's nothing
I mean,
else?
there's more. It depends on the
okay,
level
alright,
of
alright.
degradation in the body.
Right,
But
right.
like teeth
Are
is
very-
very
Oh,
identifiable
okay.
with the people because
It's like a
dental,
fingerprint.
dental records and stuff like that. It's not exactly like a it's not good enough.
Oh.
Like, at that level, but it's identifiable. So that's bananas. My mind went straight. I mean, I'm glad nothing happened. And
Literally,
you could explain it away at that point. They can see it's a rental.
Yeah.
But that makes it a little bit more suspicious. But
yeah.
you got 5 people in there. They're alive.
Yeah,
So-
they're all alive. They're all there. They're all there to vouch for what happened as well. So I was pretty confident. I was like, we can very well probably get a decent discount off of this. I wasn't expecting $200 off.
I would have
But
got the whole thing for free at that point. I mean, you could have probably.
I probably could have, but I was too much trying to keep it together of like going to the air where you're already in like the getting to the airport mindset.
Let me get out
You're
of here.
already focused on like, don't fuck this up. Got to get on my airplane. And I'm already got like a human tooth in my pocket. And I'm like trying to figure out like, all right, how do I map this?
I say that I would get it for free, but I'm also like such a pushover of a person when it comes to that kind of stuff. I'd be like, I mean, I just found him, man. And he's like, well, how much of a discount do you want? I'd be like, whatever you think is appropriate, you know? Like,
Oh, geez.
I was already like telling myself, I was like, we're going to get a discount. We're going to get a discount. Cause like, it's a tooth. Like, come on. Like
With blood.
you literally can't make this shit up.
the
I
blood,
don't
the
think-
blood is a big thing.
The blood is a
big thing.
It's a big thing
on that.
I have a picture. You want to see it?
Of the tooth?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure,
Okay.
why not?
Yeah.
If you pull out the fucking tooth right now, it lose my mind.
You know how crazy that would be? I kept the tooth on me in my pocket, ready to go.
Well, you didn't have to give it back to the guy.
yeah,
Man.
here's the tooth.
JJ told me an abridged version of this story at the gym.
That's crazy.
And he was like, you want to see the tooth? I was like, no, I don't.
Do you want to see it now?
No.
It's definitely like not a full tooth.
Yeah, it's like it's just kind of
it's definitely like a
way
cut
back.
off
It
kind of thing. I
looks-
wonder if we can probably add this in post.
Yeah, I'll
to
add the tooth in
thing.
post.
But like,
I don't know
that's-
if we should.
it's a tooth,
for
John.
YouTube.
It's not
like
I mean,
blood.
It's
there
dried
is
blood.
There is dried blood.
Yeah.
There have been far worse things on the whole war is on YouTube. All right, I don't.
We'll
think
show you guys a fake version of the tooth.
We'll show you a drawing.
Yeah.
A Microsoft Paint drawing.
Yeah.
Whatever you see of the tooth, just know it's not the real tooth.
It's not the real tooth.
We're gonna put the real tooth.
We're gonna no, don't say I'm gonna have to cut that out. Okay. But yes. So that's how I got a good discount on my car rental.
How long do you have that rental for?
It was like so this is a whole nother story, but we were supposed to have it for like 4 nights, but we only had it for 3. But yeah. I mean the total I think was $250 for
After the discount, or before the discount?
before the discount.
Oh,
So we got it for like
yeah.
$50.
Okay, that's
basically.
great.
So
Yeah.
I was like, heck
No,
yeah, I'll take that.
when I go up to get work done on my tattoo, I have to get a rental vehicle because the shop is an hour and some change away from the airport. So I get in on Friday, get the rental car Friday night, drive, get tattooed Saturday, come back to the airport Sunday morning. So I always have a rental for like, it's technically 3 days, but it's like real hours. It's like a day and a half, 2 days kind of
Yeah.
thing. And I think it runs me like 150 maybe, if that. So it depends on the vehicle. And
Yeah,
all that kind of
I'll
stuff.
give you. I have to get a tooth removal done kind of soon, so I'll give you mine, and then you can put that in your car rental and get a nice hefty discount.
It's yeah. And which was why I was asking. I was like, if mine is that much for my little thing, how much was yours going to be? And that discount would be substantial. But it sounds like it's pretty good.
I mean, yeah, for some teeth in a car, I mean, I'd say it was pretty good. Pretty solid.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Do we want to look up how much fake teeth cost on Amazon?
Just like put some dried blood on it, like some little ketchup or something.
Pretty real.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I'm like, do it every single time I go. I found a tooth in this car. I found a tooth in this car 2 months later. I
Every
was
toothy episode, we keep talking about teeth.
well. I was gonna segue to kind of airplane thing because I understand that you had a disastrous experience, but
Fuck.
I was gonna say just based on kind of to touch on this whole discount and deals kind of thing. The last time I went up to Pennsylvania for my tattoo appointment,
Philadelphia. Ugh.
Pennsylvania. Yeah, I always mess it up. I always say Philadelphia as the state, and I went out of my way to get it right this time. And then John said Philadelphia, and it sent me for a whole loop again. But no, I went up and everything was fine. Got the rental car, landed there fine. Came back, and my flight the next morning was supposed to be like 10 a.m. Get home at like noon.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where they were like, they were calling all the groups, and then they called me. They were like, Collin Harris, come to the desk. And I'm like,
Dun, dun,
I don't like this. I don't know what's happening.
Uh-oh.
And it was a really sweet lady. And she was like, hey, I see you're going to RDU. We can put you, we have flight staff that need to get on this flight. And we haven't had anyone willing to like give up their seat. We can put you on another flight that leaves in like, I think it was like 2 or 3 hours. And she said, we can put you on that flight. We can put you first class and we'll give you an $800 voucher. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. It's okay. And like I got home like 3 or 4 hours later than I was intending to, but I just sat in the airport and played my Switch or something.
I honestly, like, I've heard those offers before at the airport. I've always been so tempted, but I'm usually traveling with people. So it's
Yeah.
like, I feel bad
changing it up for other people.
changing for, and being like, sorry, babe, we're going to get there an extra like 3 or 4 hours later because I want this $200 voucher for United.
I've mainly flown for work, so I haven't been able to do it either. But it does tempt me every time I hear it. Like, oh, you get like this many miles or this many things. I'm like,
I've had it come over the loudspeaker where like, hey, if anyone is willing to give up their seat, and I would never do that, but they called me out and were like, you, and I was like, all right,
Congratulations, you won.
It's crazy because so I was flying United and they put me on an American Airlines flight, first class, and I don't know how they finagled that, but and so yeah, I took that. It was like an hour flight.
Wait,
Like,
you
it
got a
was nothing.
voucher and first class?
I got first class on the flight, and I got an $800 voucher for any United flights I wanted.
that's kind of like good business on United's part because he's just like, you can just give this passenger for free to American Airlines, and now he's their problem, and they're not getting paid.
I don't know how. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how they managed to finagle we're putting you first class on that, unless they just ate the price of the first class ticket on the American one.
They could have.
I don't know, but yeah, and then the $800 voucher, which I spent, only half of it for this round trip up to PA again, so I can do it for my next session as well, and I don't have to pay out of pocket for that either. So, yeah, like I said, that's the only time I've ever had the opportunity, and I've flown a good bit at this point. So, but this one that I'm going on in 2 weeks, I actually have a stop on this one. I got to fly from RDU to DC and then to PA, and it's not. I mean, it's still not that bad, but I don't normally have to.
This is for your tattoo.
Yeah.
Did you see? Did you see Raleigh? Not to dox us, but Raleigh has put in a new tattoo and game lounge just opened up.
Tattoo and game lounge.
That's what it's called.
I would be extremely concerned immediately with sanitary conditions.
That's what I was But yeah, they're calling it I think it's called Mystic, the tattoo and gaming lounge. And yeah, you go in and apparently you can like get a tattoo, but you can also like hang out and play video games.
I mean,
or play board games.
It would be cool if you can like play a video game while you're getting tattooed.
I think that'd be kind of sick.
But also, like, it depends on where you're getting tattooed.
Yeah.
If I'm getting tattooed on my arm,
you don't want to
Yeah,
have
you're
to
moving.
have an angle.
it's not going to happen. But
Maybe they give you feet controllers instead. They're like, hold your arms still, but don't worry. We have this Nintendo Switch 2 feet controller.
yeah, don't worry about it.
We'll tween your piggies.
Actually, we'll put you on Just Dance, but leave your arm like suspended.
Yeah.
I don't understand the logistics of it, and I'm too like I want my artists to do the best possible job they can. So like I try not to move
Yeah.
an inch, and from what I understand, I do sit like a rock. So I wouldn't want to risk.
Have we talked about like our different like pain responses when it comes to tattoos?
No, what do you mean?
So what's when you're obviously you have your full sleeve and everything, and you've had to sit for what's your longest tattoo session? Like 8 hours or something?
Yeah, I sit for 8 hours whenever I go to PA.
What's like, because obviously like tattoos aren't like painless per se,
No.
but some people have different levels of tolerance. At any point, do you feel like your body reacts differently after a certain amount of time getting tattooed?
Only if it's like the same spot. I think if they sit on the same spot, like shading or something like that, and they're hitting it for like minutes, then it becomes a problem. But usually, I mean, and I only felt that, I mean, people can't really see, but there's a lot of black packed into this section right here. And so there were some areas where he was in the ditch of the armpit, and he had to like pack
that
this
I've heard
in,
is really bad.
and you got to like sit there and just kind of get it in there, and that kind of sucked. But I also have been told by, I mean, you guys know I have a long medical history. I have been told by doctors that I have, I don't want to say an obscene pain tolerance, but like a pretty high pain tolerance. So
okay. That would explain it. Yeah.
so yeah, I think that's part of the reason why I'm able to sit most of the time. I think the absolute like I've never had to ask to take a break. I've never been like you need to stop or anything like that. But I have like been to the point where he was in like up here doing his tail up at the very top right here, and I was like, I'm dying. God, this is painful. And he was just like, we're almost done. Like, yeah. And I don't want them to stop though. Like I want to finish it and be done forever. I would rather not, like the idea of like, hey, let's take a break and then come back to the same pain 15 minutes later. No, I'd rather just be done.
When I was in Japan and got this tattoo done on my shoulder the last time.
It's
hard to show. Wait, hold on.
Top of the shoulder.
Can I do a little?
All right. Okay.
Calm down. Show there. Yeah, I think some people. See
yeah, it goes along the top of the shoulder. It kind of hits the collarbone and it hits the like edge of the neck.
What's the fish's name?
Billy Bob.
Billy Bob?
I did not name him Billy Bob. I have not named the koi
The
fish
Japanese fish Billy Bob.
when I got this tattoo done, this was my first, I guess, technically like longer form tattoo. This one took a total about 4 hours, and I took one very short, like 10-minute break in the middle. And I realized that after about 2.5 hours of consistent, like constant tattooing, especially on like this area where it's a little more sensitive, my body's reaction to that level of pain is to sweat profusely. Just out of every orifice I have to just like drain water.
Yeah.
And I felt it the first time, like partway through, and I was like, okay, I'm getting a little wet, a little sweaty, but it's
moist.
fine. Like, yeah, like I'm just like, you know, my body's just getting worked up, but I'm gonna sit through it and like finish the tattoo. Yeah.
And
So I grit my teeth and like sat through the remaining like hour and a half of the tattoo, which was honestly, I should have asked for another break. It was gruesome. I was at the end, I was like begging.
That is a tough spot.
Like,
though.
mentally
To be fair,
in my
that
head.
is a horrible. I mean, whenever you're on that thin skin and bone, and that skin isn't exposed to.
And the neck.
Well, especially all up here, like all your nerves and stuff are up there.
Yeah, it was a lot. But we finally finished. We got to the end. She was like, "You're good. You're done now." I was like, "Great, awesome." And I like go to sit up, and I remember like feeling like I was getting up from a shallow pool. I looked down, and she had me laying on like it was like they have you sitting on the chair, and there's usually like some sort of like almost like paper, like medical.
Like a sheet, like a medical.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like parchment paper.
Yeah.
almost. Yeah.
There's a full outline of my body
Boy.
on the parchment paper in pure sweat. I had completely sweated out the table. Like, and I looked at her and I was like, I'm so sorry. She was like, that joke.
Well, and for one of the things passions that I have is tattooing, and I want to pursue a career in tattooing at some point when it's doable for me. It's not doable at the moment, but when it's doable, I want to look to do that. But all that to say, I've done a lot of research. I've talked to artists, and I've like looked up things, watched videos, read articles, all that jazz. And as far as reactions to tattooing goes, that's got to be cloud nine easy shit for that artist. Like, I know some people who will just like throw up, like after like an hour, like they just start vomiting. There's passing out. I mean, there's diarrhea. I mean, like people will just shit in the sea.
That is crazy. If I were to shit my pants partway through a tattoo, I don't think I would feel okay finishing the tattoo. I don't think I'd be able to do
There's
that.
a lot of different reaction, and like some of it I can understand because it's a body thing and like it's just a natural response in some situations. But I think it's a mix of like the anxiety and the what is it the response? What is
The pain response?
Adrenaline response,
Oh,
adrenaline kind of thing. But combined with like I'm in a social setting. That I've got to follow societal norms, so I'm not gonna like ask for a break here. I'm just gonna tough it out, and then you toughing it out is shitting your pants.
Right,
After a certain point, like you can't make it to that point.
I think I'd rather like whimper for a little bit than have to shit my pants.
Yeah,
for that.
no, sweat your ass off
Or sweat my ass off.
It's
Yeah,
definitely worth doing in that situation. It's just and the artist shouldn't care. They've got the paper towel. They're gonna be wiping it what they're working on. So yeah,
I just like it's just never been that intense. Like I've gotten like sweaty from like having adrenaline or like being hyped up about something. Like I get that, but like that being my body's response to like that level of pain is like a first for me. Like I've had painful things happen to me in my life, but that's the first time it's been like that consistent for that length of time where I've had to sit through it and just like feel it out and just let my body do what it needed to do.
Well, and also I think because of how your tattoo was done, and most tattoos are done this way, but it was lined first. And then they came back with color. Yeah. So that sensitive area got done over 2 times anyways within a 4-hour window. Yeah. So it's like your skin. I mean, and tattoos are wounds. Like this is like effectively like you're harming yourself.
Very small stab wounds.
So you're starting up here or wherever you started from, and you're wounding your skin, and then the skin that has been moved on from is in the process of trying to heal, and you come back. And you get back in the shit, and like and most lining is done with a single needle, and then you turn around and you take the shader, and it's multiple needles. So it's
a lot.
It's a lot, especially on that part of the body.
He's a little sensitive.
Yeah.
Question is though, where's John's first tattoo going to be?
I've been trying to get John to get a tattoo for years. I don't think he's going to do it.
I think he's going to get drunk and then do it on his left butt cheek.
You should never get a tattoo.
Get a little tramp.
You should absolutely not
get a little tramp stamp going.
We were talking about the reaction. That's one of the like what is it called? The what is it going to say? The foolproof ways.
Oh yeah.
To have a throw up or diarrhea reaction is to get drunk and try and get tattooed.
Don't your blood's like way thinner, so it's way
horrible.
Harder to get
You'll be bleeding your ass off. Don't do it, kids. Don't get drunk and get tattooed.
No drunk stick and pokes.
Walk-in shops will do that shit though because they're like downtown. That's their clientele. Yeah. But like don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
John, what's your first tattoo?
There's just nothing I want to really badly draw on myself.
John, if net negative goes viral. If net negative goes viral and like we have like 1 million subscribers, are you gonna get a tattoo of something that the comments vote on?
A cashew.
I just wouldn't want it to be so stupid, which I know it would be, because it'd be our 1 million viewers.
What if that's the price of fame? All right, that's
the price of fame.
That you have to have a stupid fucking tattoo on your body, but you have 1 million subscribers.
I think I used to have the mindset of like my tattoos all have to have meaning and they all need to be relevant, but I would totally just put on like a stupid tattoo. at this point.
I'm
I've seen so
100%
many like just like stupid ideas. Like one of my friends, the one I was talking about showing your tattoo the other day, he just has Mario punching Bowser in the nuts on his back. Just, I wouldn't wear that. That's not one I would wear personally, but like it's just I love these stupid ideas. Or like I've seen Plank from Ed, Edd n Eddy.
No,
Just like smoking a cigarette or something. Like
good.
that's tough.
There you go.
It's funny.
There
But
you go.
no, I think and I think you will have that mindset that you have until you get like 1 or 2 tattoos.
Yeah, you got to break your water.
And then
first.
after you do that, you're like, oh, I'm gonna put whatever.
Yeah, I just have to get into it.
It means a lot for like different people. Like I know that tons of people will be like, I'm never gonna get a tattoo. I don't trust anything, to be on my body permanently. And like obviously people didn't have different spectrums for levels of commitment they're prepared to make. So
yeah,
and you're clearly not ready to commit.
Yeah.
To anything, so
There's nothing I'm like, yeah.
we have to break his commitment bubble. We have to find the next best thing to break that into, and then we'll eventually get to the level of tattoo, and then you'll just jump for it.
I'm thinking that big slug lady from Monsters Incorporated with the glasses.
Oh, what's her name?
She goes like, what does she go? Mike Wazowski.
What's her name?
Yeah, that's a good one. Or Randall.
Randall.
Randall's the purple one.
Randall's a classic.
Yeah, no, he's a good one.
You are very Randall coded.
You could get a Randall the Cloud from Melee.
Mm.
That'd be a good
That's
one.
not a bad one.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
Randall causes some drama.
Randallness.
Well then, JJ, what do you have plans for your next tattoo? Or I know you just got that tattoo done, so are you kind of good on your tattoos now, or do you have things in mind? Or
I think when I was sitting there in the chair getting my tattoo, my brain was like, "We're never getting another tattoo.
Of course,
It's
always
gonna be at
goes.
least like 2 or 3 years before I get another tattoo."
And you're already.
And
like,
as soon as I got out of the chair, I was like, "Man, I should get another tattoo."
yeah, that's how it always goes. You're riding that high after you're like, man, I'm sick. I'm so freaking cool, dude. I have all this on my
Honestly, I want to level it out. I want to because I have one here now,
yeah.
and now I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, okay, well now I need another one here. So I need to have it so it like equals out on both sides, so that way it's not like uneven. And I've told myself that I wanted to get a sleeve as well. So I'm like trying to think if there's a way I can incorporate something into a sleeve on this side. And because I already have my Blue Jay tattoo on this arm that I had for many years, and it's almost to a point where I think I kind of need to redo it or like get it like
You just get it touched up.
recolored,
Yeah,
touched up.
relined, recolored. Yeah.
But my thought is that trying to figure out if there's a way I can incorporate this into a sleeve or incorporate like our like friend group tattoo into a sleeve somehow, like further going.
Oh
up.
yeah. Where is yours? Is it on there?
Yeah, see?
Yeah, right there. I couldn't, and because Sam got his on his shoulder or something, I think too. So I couldn't remember where.
Arms are weird. I'm trying to turn it and
You do like making great shadow puppet kind of movements.
yours is on your left.
Yeah, mine was on my leg. I have this whole sleeve. I have something on the back of my leg, and I have the matching tattoo on my ankle. This is my patchwork leg.
Your patchwork leg.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put whatever on this left leg. This is the sleeve. Thresh on my back, full back piece.
There you go.
I'm gonna figure out another sleeve on this arm. I don't know what I'm gonna do. My artist, this is all traditional Pokemon tattoo for people who don't. I mean, I don't know why you're acting like you're like, oh, really?
Oh wow! I have to play it up for the viewers that don't.
It's a
true.
magic card. But
So this is all American traditional Pokemon, and then my artist, he does pop culture, but American traditional. So he has he's done a whole bunch of sheets for Digimon design. So we've kicked around the idea of doing the traditional Digimon sleeve on this one, but I don't know if I want to delve that far.
do a full sleeve of Renamon using diamonds.
Yeah, just like absolute furry tier shit.
or pepper breath.
Pepper breath.
Well, Nikki just got her first tattoo done as
Really?
well on this last trip to Japan. Yeah,
she got one there.
she got a similar sort of like not like this much.
Yeah.
but she got a similar design of like a koi fish and some cherry blossoms, and it's on the back of her shoulder. So it's only like that big. Took her like less than 30 minutes to get. Honestly, it was super fast.
I didn't know that.
But that was like her breaking the ice for tattoos.
Oh, and
and
she
now
immediately
she's
like, I want
she's
another.
like, what else can I get? So-
Well, Jenny, when we had ever since the beginning, we started coming together. I told Jenny I was like, I'm gonna be covered in tattoos if I can at some point. And I think when I started dating Jenny, I already had the one on my leg. And then this has been in the process for 2 years, 1 year now. Maybe it'll be a year in this February. I can't remember if it's been a year or 2 years.
I feel like you've had it forever, so
Yeah,
I'm not a good judge of
because
time.
one session was half my arm, second session was half this arm, and then I went back for shading. So it's only been 3 sessions. So
Yeah.
probably started in February. And does that sound right to you?
No, you've had that way longer.
No, I don't think so.
You started way longer. It was probably like 2 years, I would say.
I don't know if it's been 2 years. I'll have to look up my receipts because I don't.
Honestly,
remember.
that almost sounds right because I feel like you've
Let me.
had it for
I'm
so
checking
long.
right now. This is stressing me out. I'm gonna check when I sent my first email to my artist.
John,
So,
but
guys
John,
make-
you're okay with like tattoos in general, right? Like if you were to like date somebody that had a bunch.
Oh
of
yeah, I
tattoos,
don't
you'd
care.
do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So you
Wait,
don't-
are we
Just
in-
me
we're in-
personally, I just don't feel the need to get one right now.
yeah.
We're in 2025, right?
We're in 2025.
Okay, yeah.
It's
So
this question all over again. We don't know. What we're doing.
the first one that I did was in February of 2024.
2024.
So it is 2 years. coming up.
Almost 2 years.
wow.
Yeah, I was thinking February of this year, but yeah, it's really only been 3 sessions.
Wow.
But it's so expensive to get out there.
I was
to do
gonna
this
say,
shit. It's-
do
yeah.
you know what sort of the total is gonna be when you finish the sleeve? Have you quoted that out already, or not yet?
I want him to do the best quality work he can do.
Okay.
So when I go there, I'm not like, we're gonna get Magikarp and Raikou done today. I'm like, do whatever you want to the best of your quality. I'm here. I'm just a canvas. Do whatever.
and then charge me for the time.
And then charge. And I book him his whole day, and I pay him $1,200 in total. I pay him $200
Okay.
deposit, and then I pay him 1,000 day of.
Gotcha.
And then I pay for the flight. I pay for rental car, and I pay for hotel.
Yeah. So that price adds up.
So I've only been there 3 times. yeah, I'm coming.
Yeah.
This will be my 4th time coming up. But yeah, I mean, there's going to be, I would say, just on the tattoo, $5 or $6 grand.
Is there a reason why you chose this guy over like more local options, or did you just like find him on Instagram, or
Because he's good.
okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
He could.
I've always wanted Pokemon to some degree on me because it was such a huge part of my life, which is a whole other conversation we can get into later.
We could totally get into
But
Pokemon. No, we
it's,
can't.
well, that'd just be me yapping for an hour. But there's a lot more than just like I liked Pokemon. It does kind of boil down to that, but like there's a lot more than just that.
It's an
So
integral part of your childhood.
of my entire life at this point. I mean, and I'm not even like into it now as much as I was before. I like Pokemon, so I'm not trying to say I don't, but I was much more involved in other facets of it. I'll just say that and leave it there. But
So you're a poser now.
true.
Pokemon poser.
So I knew I wanted something Pokemon, and initially I was just going to get, my favorite Pokemon was Armaldo. I was going to get the Claw Fossil Anorith Armaldo as like a 1, 2, 3, like just a half sleeve.
That'd be good.
And then I started talking to Rob, and he had like showing me some of his designs, and I was just like, yeah, there's just gonna be a whole thing. There's just gonna be.
So he was
This
he
is
was like
sick.
showing you the designs like, so which one of these like do you like? You're like, oh, all of them.
Yeah, well,
All
I
of them?
kind of went there, and I think I reached out to him at first, and I was like, I kind of have this idea. I love your Pokemon designs, kind of thing. And he was like, "What are you thinking?" And he proposed the idea of the sleeve, and I was like, "Yeah, and so we kind of just ended up doing that. But there are people who do. I mean, Pokemon Flash is everywhere, and I actually never really wanted American traditional design tattoos, style tattoos, I guess. It was never really my intent, but I think he did such a good melding of it. And I do think if you're going to be someone in the tattoo scene, which I'm not, I would like to be still at some point, but I think you kind of have to have something American traditional because it's the basic essence of tattooing. It's it's what it was, what it started as, at least in America. So, I think, it's got this classical feel to it. And so, it kind of just worked out that way. He does really quality work. And I've always been, I remember actually, random other tangent. I was in a Dunkin' Donuts in, I want to say Fuquay, but I don't know if you have a Dunkin' Donuts in Fuquay.
We
We don't live in Fuquay.
I didn't say you did. You just said you did. What are you doing?
No, we don't.
docs, self docs. All right.
Quick, put the tooth up.
Yeah, I
Take the video down.
tooth of distraction. Yes, there is a Dunkin' that I am aware of that is in Fuquay.
I think I was on the way here for a game night or a game day. It might have been League Worlds.
Oh, yeah.
And I was stopping to get donuts for everybody. And there was a guy in there, and he had a full sleeve, full arm sleeve, full leg sleeve. And I was just looking at him. And as he was leaving, I was like, those are really well done tattoos. Like, those are really high quality, really nice tattoos. And I complimented him on it. And he said, "Do you know why?" I said, "What?" He was like, he's like, never be afraid to travel for your tattoos. He said, you need to find, he said, if you just go to local shops, you're going to get a lot of shitty work done. And I have a tattoo. It's not the worst tattoo in the world, but it's not high quality. And I don't want to put a tattoo on my body, kind of in the mindset that John has that I end up regretting later. So I took really what he said to heart. And I said, I'm going to do my research. He said, do your research. Find what you want, like what kind of tattoo you want, and find the person who's going to be the best to do that and travel for it.
Nice.
And I mean, that's kind of what I stuck to. And I mean, his tattoos were all really high quality. So, I mean, it works for him. It kind of makes the process longer and more expensive.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's my, like, it's you only get one life kind of thing. And it's what I want on me. So it is what it is.
my
So,
life.
exactly.
Who sings that song?
I don't know. Phil Collins?
No.
Not Phil Collins. It's Bon Jovi, yeah?
Yeah, Bon Jovi.
Oh, yeah. When it comes to songs and off the rip naming, I do not know many artists.
Yeah, Bon Jovi one really underground. He's not very well known.
On the topic of Pokemon, though, I was gonna bring up see if John remembers much about the first like regional that we went to.
So this regional was in Virginia.
Well, you guys got to preface it like regional for what?
Pokemon trading card game.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
For those that
I want to going absolutely dry.
I don't think our listeners necessarily know yet. So Collin here was an avid Pokemon trading card game player.
Yeah.
All throughout his childhood and early adult life. And
State champion of Virginia.
state champion of Virginia.
Yeah, big.
Clap. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Collin decided one time to give JJ and myself decks and have us compete in the Virginia State Regional as well, along with him.
Yeah.
It was so early on in our Pokemon.
We
TCG
it was
journey.
when we were in college.
Yeah.
I brought over the decks to y'all's dorm, and we played in your little dorm lounge. And I kind of taught you guys how to play the decks a little bit.
Yeah, a
And
little bit.
And then Mason, who we've mentioned several times, Mason also grew up playing Pokemon with me, and he was coming to that regional, and I was like, I think I got all four of us into the car, and we were just like, let's go to Virginia.
We're going to Virginia.
And the only thing I remember about Virginia really was that it was just flat,
Very flat,
and
very windy.
very flat and very windy. There's no hills or things to block the wind.
They're pretty sure there's a clip somewhere. I'll see if I can find it of us yelling about how windy it is.
We did vlog that trip.
I think we tried to.
We
And
being just JJ vlogged that trip.
I don't even want to imagine what those clips look like.
I'm gonna dig it up. I'm gonna find it.
That I remember I was wearing a black Carolina Pokemon shirt, and because I had my sponsors and stuff. No, I didn't have a sponsors, but I remember we were sitting in a circle when you brought up, and you were just like kind of asking how everybody's records work.
Oh
at some
yeah.
point. But
What John? What deck were you playing? Do you remember?
I do.
Seismitoad.
Seismitoad.
Was I playing Seismitoad?
Yveltal.
Yveltal does Seismitoad in it.
Probably. Seismitoad was in a lot of things. like that.
And I don't think I won a single game.
No.
And the way Pokemon tournaments work is the more you lose, the more you get paired with other losers until eventually you're just at a table, all losers, none of you having a chance to do anything. And like, you're just playing for fun at that point.
Yeah.
And just, like, I'm just too competitive. So to me, I was just like, this is just, after my sixth loss, I'm like, it's just a waste of time. Like, why am I here?
I remember because I specifically, that was one of my favorite decks I think I've ever played, was the Dialga deck,
The metal one.
the Metal Dialga, and I enjoyed that deck so much and lost so many games with it. And I remember specifically this one person I matched up with that was playing a fairy deck, and I 100% should have won it because Steel's super effective to fairy, and I didn't, because I did not remember or know that Steel was effective.
You didn't look at the card.
I didn't look at the card.
Any of the fairy cards in the deck that say on the bottom weak to metal.
And I played the match out as if it was like normal damage, whatever. I completely lost it. And the guy at the end of the game shook my hand, said, "Oh, by the way, just so you know, Fairy is weak to Steel." And have a good day. And then the dude walked away with his little win card.
Which that's kind of grimy on him, because when you like attack one of his Pokemon and he has to calculate the damage, he's just like not
The thing is that
Taking in the
when you're
weakness,
playing
like-
it, right? Like when you're doing the damage, you're stating the damage. You're like, all right, I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna swing with Dialga. I'm using this attack, and I'm doing exactly like 100 some damage. And then they're like, okay, and then they put that on their thing. They don't. The guy didn't say anything, but it was something that like, yeah,
It's so slimy.
So in, it's gonna sound so bad. I am a Pokemon professor. I've taken the exams to be a judge. I'm not an active professor, but I passed the exam to be the judge like 5 or 6
What
times
kind of
at this
tree would
point.
be your last name?
I think I can only think of ones that are active professors. Is the problem?
Dogwood.
Well, you could be. I mean,
Dogwood.
I was gonna say Raleigh is the city of Oaks, so I was gonna say Oak, but that's the
Professor Oak,
first
but then-
freaking professor. So
I think
one's
you're
already-
more like a mangrove.
a mangrove, Professor Mangrove.
Is that not
yeah.
already a professor?
Is it?
No, I don't think so. To my knowledge, anyway. Maybe there is. I don't know.
We're getting
But
Professor Tangrove.
The point I was making is I have qualified to make the rule like decision on rules and stuff, and the overall board state is both players' responsibility. So that guy should have been punished for not correctly keeping up with damage. It is. I understand because I've been competitive, right? And like if you're
You
at
take
a
every
tournament-
edge you can get.
if you're at a tournament, yes. But see, I wouldn't if I'm playing the game, if I was on his perspective and you say like Dialga does 80 damage to me, I'm like, actually it's 160. Because yeah, that's how I would approach it as a person who's played for a really, really long time. I think that's the right thing to do. And that way I can't get hit with a judge call. Because technically, and you couldn't even do it after the fact because the game had already been over. Like you couldn't have called a judge over and been like,
Yeah.
he did this because it's just hearsay.
Right.
But I'm surprised people beside you. I mean, I don't know what.
I mean,
went
I guess
down with
everyone
this
was busy.
but everybody
and, like,
beside you
nobody's
probably
really
didn't
paying-
even know.
But the thing is, like, this was like a match like 5 or 6 losses in.
Yeah.
So it's like the people beside me don't care. Like,
Well,
they're already-
yeah, and then the game doesn't even matter. So
No,
it's like, why
yeah.
is he being so slimy?
Well, and that's the thing. I
just aiming for
bet
points.
he probably didn't know either that it was partially his responsibility. He's trying to gain a competitive edge,
Yeah.
but it is like
in a
board-
5-loss game,
board
that doesn't
state.
mean
Yeah.
anything.
yeah, yeah.
You're playing to have fun. Like,
But am I remembering wrong, or did you guys get paired up? In
no,
that
we
tournament?
we didn't ever play each other.
Okay, I thought there was a point. You guys had the same record the whole freaking tournament.
Yeah,
and I
we
was
just lost.
sure we were gonna get paired up.
lot.
But
I think we dropped out after a certain amount of losses.
I don't blame you. I
Because you guys were done, and we're just like, why are we still
I
playing?
should have played taught you guys better at how to play your deck in the game.
I mean,
in general,
we were there for fun, really.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, we were planning to be like competitive, but like we were there for fun.
Well,
So
on
it was
the
our
other
own
hand,
relationship.
it's fun to just go on a road trip with your bros.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, right? Like,
Even if it's to flat hills of Virginia, but it was still a good time.
I've learned Pokemon more since.
Definitely,
Like
yeah.
I've played the online
played
trading
TCG
card
Live,
game.
yeah.
We've done like cube drafts here,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I've done like the Pocket app as well.
Yeah,
So I do have fun playing it. I like the more recent like Regidrago, which is like you you discard like 15 cards, look for dragons, you can use their moves. I think that's really cool.
You're definitely a lot better than you were at that point. I think if I remember right, you're playing Yveltal, you're playing Dialga. Yveltal was like the fast, aggressive, get everything in your face kind of deck, and then that was like a C tier deck. Dialga was like not a real deck.
I love that deck. I don't remember much about the mechanics of that deck. I just remember it being fun.
Usually, Dialga in the card game has something to do with taking an extra turn. Like if you KO something.
I love Dialga in the Pocket game. It's just like put 2 energy on one of your Pokemon. It's like sick.
I haven't messed around Pocket too much. I did like the first.
It's a different world. I feel like.
First 2 sets, but
Yeah.
that and like I said, I could ramble about Pokemon forever. I hate that that's y'all's experience. It's just going like 0
You know
and
what?
6.
But it was a good, memorable first experience to then like push us to keep playing and
Yeah.
try to get better. Because I remember when we went to our second regional
Mm-hmm.
and I was playing Gramble. Or,
Oh yeah,
yeah, and that deck was. I mean, I don't think I've been to more than 2 regionals, but it was like my second favorite deck.
it's
I, like,
hilarious. That
played.
deck was hilarious.
And I remember because it's such a long playing deck. You play till time.
Yeah.
Pretty much, even if you are fast, you are constantly going back into your deck, pulling things out, shuffling, back into your deck, pulling things out.
So
shuffling.
for context, Gramble is just like it does a ton of damage for a low cost, but it only does it. I think it's if your hand is empty.
if your hand is empty.
Yeah.
So you are trying to basically get cards to run your hand dry.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember because I played against one other guy, I think my record was like 1 in 3, I think, at this point.
But you guys got wins that tournament.
we actually got
I don't know if I ever went to the second one.
You didn't go to the second one? I don't remember.
not.
I didn't remember that you went and played Granville until you said it.
Yeah.
Because I have the memory of a fruit fly that I've already established. But
I did go to one of the trading card shop with you guys, and I got a win.
like at a local?
Yeah, like I went with you to a local or something.
Neat.
But I remember because I had a mirror match with another guy playing Granville.
Oh my
And
God.
it was literally out of all the games that I played that day where like I was the one being slow, it was both of us. Like it was back and forth. We played till time, all like 2 or 3 rounds that you play, and like neither we were both just laughing it off because we both knew exactly what our decks did and that it would take forever. But that time was so much fun. I really enjoyed that one. But I mean, in terms of like Pokemon, like TCG in general, like I do like it. I just like, I know with the way the meta is right now, it's been a little more rougher to get back into, which is why we're doing One Piece now. But
yeah, Pokemon's changed a lot from when I started playing when I was 8, and I'm much older than that now. I'm turning 30 in January. And the game has just changed so drastically that I just didn't enjoy it anymore. I played recently and I was just not having a good time. I think the most recent regional I went to that I was really serious about, and I sat down and I labbed. I played a really fun deck, but it was one of the most complicated decks in the format. It was called Rapid Strike. And it revolves around just, you do damage, you do a low amount of damage, but like all over their board. And so you guys know the Pokemon Urshifu from Sword and Shield?
Urshifu?
Yeah. And so he had an attack that was, it had costed 3 energy, and you discarded 2 energy from him, and you just did 120 to 2 of their Pokemon. And but you wouldn't kill anything intentionally. Rapid Strike revolves around using Medicham EX, and it has an ability or an attack, and it's just like put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. If it
Just
kills
anywhere?
it, anywhere. If it kills it, take another turn. And so you set up.
Oh, that's sick.
You set up all the damage on their field, and you just go, okay, Medicham, knock something out. You go again, you knock some out. You take all 6 of your prize cards in 1 turn, or 2 turns, technically. And there's a lot of math involved and a lot of science to it. I had a really fun time with it. The deck was not in a wonderful position in the format that I played it in.
It sounds pretty big.
But it was very fun. It was super fun. And that's the kind of stuff that I liked about it. Now Pokemon is kind of one of those like bigger number, more damage.
There's always a deck, I feel like, when I was playing it more recently, that it just like auto plays itself.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
Mew, like you just play, you draw all the Pokemon.
A fusion strike.
You play Genesect out.
Yeah.
It just draws you more cards, and then it just plays itself.
Autopilot
Or
kind of thing.
the Lugia one with Archeops, where
that's a good beginner deck too for getting into understand, because like you said,
because it plays itself perfectly.
Yeah,
like you don't need to do anything or think.
And then last thing, I know we're kind of wrapping up on time here, but I will say one of my friends is trying to get me into it. I haven't played it yet. I've heard it's very good, and I've heard a lot of One Piece people are moving to it. It's Riftbound. The League of Legends.
The League of Legends one that came out. Yeah,
I've heard. I already have locals in the area. I've heard really good things about it, so I'm probably gonna try that at some point.
More cardboard,
because I am a card game guy. I've never gotten into. I've played Magic a couple times. I've never gotten competitive in Magic. Not interested in it really. It's not my thing. But I played Pokemon. I played One Piece.
Yeah,
and I think One Piece is the only other card game I've ever played to the same competitive level that I played Pokemon.
Yeah.
I never went to a major for One Piece, but I played in a lot of locals, and it was fun. It was a good game. Format right now sucks. OP13, don't do it. But Riftbound sounds really, really good. I've heard a lot of good things about it, so we might have to check that out.
So you can join us next episode when we pull out 3 Riftbound decks and try to learn and play against each other.
I'm pulling out all my Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Oh my god.
It's also another one I never got into. Were you a Yu-Gi-Oh boy?
Was I a Yu-Gi-Oh boy? I had Yu-Gi-Oh cards and I used them to throw at the wall.
All right, so
across the house, and my mom would get mad and tell me to put them away.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's not what cards are for at all.
Yeah, I didn't really have anybody else that played it. When I was a
Me
kid.
and everybody else in my elementary school were Yu-Gi-Oh nuts.
Really?
Like my school had to ban Yu-Gi-Oh cards because everybody was like just going crazy with Yu-Gi-Oh.
I did play it in like elementary school and stuff, and there was this like big rock at the back of our playground, and we were like, "That's the Yu-Gi-Oh rock." And you play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Everyone
on
go
the
to
big
the rock and bring your Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
And so I did that, and I played a bunch of the Yu-Gi-Oh video games. I like the ones where it's just like a ton of cards, make your deck, play the game. But I just love card games and deck building in general. So
I look back.
I wonder why.
I look back at my childhood deck, and I had like 4 Change of Hearts in there.
That's
like
not legal.
3 Dark Holes, and I was like, man, I must have been a real pain to play. I was getting away with a lot.
If you want to hear us talk more about playing cards and or throwing throwing them at walls.
Or if you don't want to hear that, because we don't talk about the same thing twice. That's the thing.
We
about our
never do.
podcast.
Like if you
Never.
choose personal Wi-Fi hotspot.
Share if you.
Check out our
Subscribe if you choose invisible nipple hands.
right.
There you go.
Check out our TikTok if you're into complaining about water pressure to homeless people. And you can check out our Spotify if you're more into complaining to the handicapped in wheelchairs about your legs sometimes going to sleep.
And comment which ones you choose,
We're trying to farm engagement so hard.
Comment if you've ever played any kind of card game. We can have some discussion in the comments.
I'm not going to discuss
next week.
you anything. I ain't discussing nothing with you guys. I don't want to discuss anything ever again. Unless you follow our socials, which you can find
I think
us
we've
on.
got them all.
Yeah, pretty much TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter /X, Spotify. Net negative NN. You can hit that for us anywhere, and you'll find us. So yeah, thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. And if this comes out before Christmas,
I think it's going to.
This should come up before.
Christmas. Happy holidays! Happy holidays! Merry Christmas!
Christmas.
Enjoy your time with families. What are you gonna say, John?
I was going to say bye-bye now.
Okay, John, say bye bye now.
Bye-bye now.
There you go. All right.
Stop it.